perfect intro and everything, and I fucked it all up. What is up, ladies and gentle dudes? I'm Kyle, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about The Killing Joke. That's right, the new DC animated version of the iconic Joker and Batman story. And now I put Joker first because it's really more of a Joker story than a Batman story. And if you know anything about The Killing Joke, then you know it's a doozy. Now, unfortunately, just right off the bat, I have to say that this movie was not very good. I really wanted to like it. I tried super hard, but god damn, it just, the main material works, okay? So here's the basic breakdown of what happens in the original Killing Joke story, okay? So Batman comes across a bunch of corpses that have been tainted by Joker's laughing toxin. Basically, they laugh themselves to death, have a permanent smile plastered across their face like this. It's all creepy and shit. Then Batman goes to see the Joker in Arkham. Turns out the Joker's not really there, but it's an imposter. Joker has escaped somehow, and so Batman is forced to track him down again, of course. Joker has this insane plan. He buys a carnival. He shoots Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, through the stomach, through her spine, paralyzing her, becoming Oracle in the comic books, blah, blah, blah. Not important. What is important, though, is Commissioner Gordon gets kidnapped, and then it's up to Batman to go and save him. So that's where it is. Lots of dark imagery, lots of really brutal stuff happening in the comic and, of course, in this movie. It's the first R-rated DC animated film, actually. The reason why this film stumbles is because the first 30 minutes are just pure fucking shit. They're garbage. They're awful. Absolutely the fucking worst 30 minutes of animated Batman I have ever seen. And I don't know what happened there, but it has nothing to do with the main plot at all. Batgirl and Batman are doing their vigilante thing, as they are wont to do. And then they come across this fucking bad guy, and his name, I shit you not, is Paris Franz. Paris Franz. They couldn't use the Maronis. They couldn't use the Falcones. Anyone from Batman's Rogues Gallery would have been better. Fuck, pull Calendar Man out. Basically, Paris Franz wants to have sex with Batgirl. He fucking rupees her, and then he's getting ready to, rape her, and then she hides in a fucking bank vault. I don't need that. I don't want that in a Batman movie, okay? It was so unnecessary. Batman, saves her again from this fucking asshole. Or she saves him or something. I don't even remember. It was just a slog to get through those first 30 minutes. They're having an argument on a rooftop about safety, and, Batman thinks Batgirl's spandex is too fucking tight and he wants her to wear a sweater or something. But then they have sex, and it's just weird. It doesn't mesh well with anything. They were trying to make Batgirl a little bit more integral to the story, to make it clear that Bruce Wayne really cares about her. But I mean, you already know that. He treats his sidekicks like family. Okay, that's a Batman thing. That is a Batman trait. He's not. It's like him having sex with his daughter or his cousin. I think they wanted to set it up to be Batgirl's worst day, because the whole premise of the entire story is everyone is just one bad day away from becoming the Joker, especially Batman. That's the whole core of it. It would have been a nice dichotomy to have Batgirl go through her worst day and then Batman go through his worst day to cap off Barbara's worst day, have her get fucking shot through the spine. You know, they could have taken some creative liberties here, but they really stuck tightly to the Alan Moore graphic novel. You know, it was supposed to translate in 45 minutes of screen time, but there's just not enough content here. It's just very bare bones. I found myself thinking, what is the point of adapting The Killing Joke now? That we live in a post-Christopher Nolan Batman world, that we live in a post-Arkhamverse world, a post-Batman versus Superman world even. You know, we've got fucking Suicide Squad on the screen. And we're delving a little bit more into the Joker's backstory here, which is nice. But at the same time, DC is actively rewriting the Joker's backstory. It's already, I'm just going to spoil it because I don't know how many of you actually read comics. Apparently, the Joker is actually 3 different people. Now, with The Killing Joke coming out, it's just weird. So here's another thing I didn't like about the film, was that the continuity does not make any sense. Usually, I wouldn't gripe about that in an animated film. In the past, DC's animated films have been wonderful about that. They've set up the world really nicely, so you don't need to think, well, where does this fit in? You know, you're just like, oh, this is just a side story. But when you got that short window of time, fucking 45 minutes, because fuck the first 30 minutes, you just kind of gotta wonder what the deal is. You got the same cast as Batman the Animated Series, which is great. I love Kevin Conroy and I love Mark Hamill. Wonderful Batman and Joker. It obviously doesn't mesh with Batman the Animated Series. It's got this really weird art style that's in between the animated series and then in between the comic book, and then it's got like a little bit of anime thrown in there. So I was just thrown for a loop half the time. It just needed to be more consistent, and I needed it to fit into the Batman mythology that they've cultivated over the years, especially in the animated universe, in some way. You know, Flashpoint, fucking Dark Knight Returns, they were fine. You know, I figured out immediately where they could fit in, or, you know, how they're just alternate timelines or alternate universes, alternate worlds. Doesn't matter. The thing is that they were their own thing, and this just feels like it was cut from something else almost. I think that this film would have been better if it was, you know, directed by Bruce Timm, or, you know, had some guidance by Paul Dini. Either of those guys, one of the, you know, the Batman animated series guys, get them together with the team. They made a really solid animated series. No need to reinvent the wheel when working with those 2 actors playing as Batman and Joker. Thankfully, the story, a lot of the elements have been taken and placed into other versions of Batman media, and I think those are more accurate portrayals or more successful adaptations of this story than the actual fucking adaptation is, which is pretty sad. But, I mean, if you want to see the whole storyline play out the way it should, you know, go read the graphic novel or just go watch Dark Knight. Don't waste your time with this. Unless you're a diehard fan and you just really want to see it, then that's cool. There's a lot better stuff to spend $20 on, or, you know, $6 if you can rent it somewhere. My final verdict for The Killing Joke is going to have to be a 6.5 out of 10. Is that a good Mark Hamill impression? I don't know. And as always, I'm going to go ahead and leave some, you know, pros and cons here at the end of the video. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kyle. Peace. Thanks again for tuning in. If you liked the video, hit like. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. And what did you think of the review? I hope it was okay. Got 2 other videos here for you to watch, and I'll catch you around.